Long time ago in the West lived a wealthy rubber farmer called Babajide. He had a big rubber tree plantation. He was a good man. Everyone in the community loved him because he loved to help the poor. Unfortunately for the wealthy farmer, he never had a child. He loved children and desired to have one for himself. He had many wives, yet none of them could give him a child. Many years later, drought came and destroyed all Babajide's rubber plantation. All his wives and servants left him because he became poor. He was lonely. One day, he went to his farm and sat close to one of the dead rubber trees. All my efforts are gone, and he was so sad. Life had been unfair to him. Everyone had abandoned him. If only I had a child of my own, I would have been happy and consoled, he said to himself. He was still thinking when he heard a voice, but he didn't know where the voice was coming from. He looked around to see if someone was hiding behind the tree, but found no one. Once again, he heard a voice. To his surprise, the voice was coming from one of the dead rubber trees. He was afraid and wanted to run, but he decided not to. You will have a daughter that will compensate you for your loss, but she is made from rubber and must not be allowed to go under the sun or near a fire. If you raise her up well, she will be a blessing to you, and she will become a normal girl in time to come. The talking rubber tree instructed Babajide. Just like the tree had told him, he found the baby girl around the tree and he nursed her. He loved her so much and he called her Wura, meaning my gold. He gave her everything she wanted, but he didn't heed to the instruction of the rubber tree. He wasn't raising her up to be obedient. Father, I want some cocoyams. Wura would cry impatiently, and her father would quickly provide it for her. Father, I want some dried fish. I want some fried fish, Father, now. And the father would run to provide it for her. Few years passed and she grew up into a very beautiful damsel, but she was becoming more stubborn and disobedient. Wura was a spoiled child. She never helped her father at home. The farmer rather spoiled her the more. It was difficult to control her. She wanted to go out and play under the sun, but the father would not let her. She always had what she wanted, so it was getting difficult to control her. As the farmer saw that it was not easy to control her, he locked her up whenever it was sunny. He knew that he could not hold Wura indoor for so long, so he went to the tree and asked the tree to make Wura a normal girl again. But the tree was silent, so Babajide left disappointed. Wura had planned to go out to play with her friends that sunny afternoon. Unknown to her father, he had forgotten to lock the windows alongside the door. The rubber girl was excited when she discovered the open window. She had forgotten all her father's warning. Without much ado, she leaped out of the house through the window. The sun was intense and she began to melt. Immediately she stepped her feet under the sun. Her feet were the first to melt. She couldn't run or walk. She cried out, but there was no one around to help her until she melted completely. When the father returned, he was so sad. He picked up the melted rubber, which was once his daughter, and returned it back to the rubber tree that gave her to him. Angrily, he said, "Why did you give me more sorrows than I had before? Take back what you have given to me," the farmer said while weeping. "This child was given to you to take care of and raise properly, but you didn't teach her to be obedient. You didn't tell her that in life you cannot always get all you want. Rather, you pampered her to a point where she never obeyed you." You didn't instill life values in her. If you had disciplined her or taught her to be hardworking and obedient, she would still be alive. There's another chance for you to learn from your mistake, the tree spoke back to him. The farmer saw another baby. At first, the farmer was reluctant to take the child, but when he saw the innocence and the cuteness of the baby, he took her home and started all over again. This time around, he raised her well. He provided all she needed, but he never gave her everything she wanted. He cautioned her whenever she disobeyed him. "Father, I want some fried fish." "No, Sheung, you just had some not so long." She grew up to be a beautiful, obedient girl. She was always indoors and the farmer was impressed with her. Sheung grew into a beautiful lady and the farmer was getting older. He could no longer walk properly. He needed assistance because of his age. One certain day, Babajide was sick and needed the attention of a traditional healer urgently. The condition was worse that he couldn't walk. Sheung had to step out to get help for her father, not minding it was sunny. Surprisingly, she ran as fast her legs could carry her under the scorching sun, but she didn't melt. She was now a normal girl. Alas! When the farmer discovered, he was full of joy. She began to run errands for her father. The farmer was glad he had raised her well. Indeed, a well-raised child is a blessing. Tell me what you have learned in the comment section. Thank you.